Oh, welcome back to Run4Adventure, guys. I'm Lloyd Purvis. It's great to have you back. We've got another shoe review, and today we are reviewing the new trail running shoe from Salomon, the Supercross. Okay, maybe that was a bit dramatic. Let's get on with the review. Before we get stuck into the review on this bad boy, we're just going to throw out a quick disclaimer. We've had a few comments lately made on the channel. I won't go into details, but we've had a few comments. I don't get paid to review these products. I definitely don't get paid to say good things about these products. We get product, we test it, we run it, and all we do is give our feedback and our humble opinion on the products. Now we got that out of the way, let's get stuck into the review. We've been super lucky at Run4Adventure to get hold of the new Salomon Supercross a few months before it's released in the UK. We've had it about a month. We've put about 60 miles into the shoe on lots of different varied terrain. So before we get started, let's give you a few facts and figures. The release date for the new Supercross is going to be June or July in the UK, and it's going to retail for a really reasonable £100. As well as the standard Supercross, they're also going to be bringing it out in a Gore-Tex version, and that's going to retail at £120. The shoe runs off a 10mm offset, so we've got 29.3 on the heel and we've got 19.3 on the forefoot. As far as the weight goes for the Supercross, men's shoes in an 8.5 come in at 310 grams, and women's in a 5.5 come in at 270 grams. The shoe comes with a full chevron lug pattern on the outsole, and it's also coated in Salomon's Conti-Grip TD rubber. And it also has obviously Salomon's new speed lace, which is quite a big improvement on the old one. We were super lucky to get a sneaky peek at the Supercross several months ago, and it was a shoe that I found really interesting, especially at only £100. There was a couple of things though. The weight, 310 grams, quite a heavy shoe for me. I tend to run in a lighter shoe, and a 10mm offset on the trails. I tend to run on a 4 or 6mm heel, so 10 seemed quite high. But this is why you should never judge a book by its cover. When I first put the Supercross on to go for a run, I was really shocked at how well it fitted, how comfortable it felt, how well these overlays pulled around your midfoot, how soft the midsole felt. I've found recently that a lot of the new Salomon shoes have become quite firm in the midsole, and I've always been a lover of Salomon trail shoes, but they were getting a bit too hard for my liking, not a lot of cushioning. This was a pleasant surprise. So with 60 miles in the shoe over sand, tarmac, dry trail, muddy trail, grass, lots of different terrains, the shoe is performing really well, and it feels super comfy through the midsole. So it's great to have a bit of cushioning in that midsole and getting a bit more comfort back in a Salomon shoe. Let's talk about the grip of the new Supercross. The new chevron pattern, really aggressive, nice and grippy. The rubber is the Conti-Grip TD, which is a bit firmer than the TA compound they put on the Speedcross. I must say, on a couple of times on wet rock, it may not have been the most grippiest shoe I've been in. I had a bit of slippage, but in general, pretty good on most surfaces. When it comes to the upper's been really comfortable to be in. So it's got that really nice Salomon feel to it. You feel really super connected, dialed into that midfoot, nice and soft, nice and flexible, super breathable as well. We've got these overlays on the midfoot, again to lock you into that midfoot of the shoe. We've got a bit of an overlay for a toe protection, but all in all, a pretty light, soft, comfortable upper. The Supercross comes with Salomon's speed lace system. It's been slightly updated on a lot of their shoes recently. So if you don't know the speed lace, we've got no regular laces. You've got this little plastic housing that slides down and locks into place. Previous version could be a bit sticky. This one, super easy to get in and out of, no problems at all. As I said before at the start of the review, there was a few things I was unsure about when it came to the Supercross. One was the weight, 310 grams. This shoe does not run like a 310 gram shoe. It feels a lot lighter than that when you put it on and you go for a run in it. Also, 10mm offset. I'm not a lover of a 10mm offset. The SUPERCROSS has got a 10mm offset and it feels like I'm running in a pair of high heels to me. I know it's a shoe lots of people love, but to me it feels a bit too high. This 10mm offset feels way better. So even though the shoe is quite high, it's quite stacked up and it's quite heavy, it runs way more responsive than you think it would. Overall, I've been really impressed with the SUPERCROSS. It was a shoe I thought I might find a bit bulky and a bit clumpy, but it's performed really well. It's been really comfortable. It's been really responsive to running. I found myself reaching for it to go for a trail run, maybe before some of my other shoes. So it's been super good to run in. Unfortunately, there's just a couple of negatives that we found. The first one being the speed lace system. The improvement on the lock-in mechanism, brilliant, works way better than the old one. Unfortunately, we don't get a pocket in the tongue like you would do with most of the Salomon shoes. What they've done is they've added a piece of elastic down the tongue. Once you've laced it up, you put the lace through this piece of elastic and then you have to wrap it around this piece of elastic to stop it flapping around all over the place. So what they've basically done is create a speed lace system that actually isn't a speed lace system anymore. It's a little bit too fiddly. I wish they'd just put a pocket in the tongue, to be honest. The other thing I'm not fully convinced with is the level of traction. They've used the TD Contigrip rubber, which is a bit firmer than the TA rubber, because it's a multi-terrain shoe to make it last longer. So I understand that. Unfortunately, there was a couple of times when I hit wet rock where the shoe didn't fill me with confidence, shall I say. It was a little bit slippery, which is always a disappointment in a trail shoe. And like I said, I've had it with a few Salomon shoes before. So that's how we felt running in the shoe. That's a few of the pros and cons. So let's start scoring the new Salomon Supercross. The first thing we always score at Run4Adventure is price of the shoe. And we personally feel the Supercross coming in at £100 really is a bargain. In today's current market, to get a running shoe for £100 is quite rare. To get a shoe of this quality and performance for £100 is almost unheard of. The Supercross has got to score high for that reason. We're going to give it a big, strong 9 out of 10. Next on the list is comfort and performance. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with this shoe. It's been comfortable on most of the terrains. I love the fact the midsole is pretty well cushioned for a Salomon shoe, so it's been super comfy even on tarmac. The upper's nice and well fitted. Overall, a pretty good shoe. If it wasn't for them couple of minor niggles that we had in the shoe, I think we'd have probably scored it a 9 for comfort and performance. But because of the lace and because of that slight slippage I had on wet rock, the Supercross is going to get on comfort and performance 7 out of 10. Number 3 on the list is durability. It's always hard to give a fair score for durability after 60-70 miles, you know. All you can judge it on is what's happening to the shoe so far, and it's holding up really well. Like I said, I've done lots of multi-terrain in the shoe. The tread's holding up. That slightly harder rubber is not wearing at all, even though I've done a fair bit of road mileage in it. The upper's looking really clean and tidy. No fraying at the flex points. No deterioration at all, really. You know, we've got to be fair to the shoe. It's holding up well over them 60-70 miles. So we're going to give it a nice, big, fat round 8 out of 10. So on to looks of the new Supercross. Looks super subjective, everybody's got different opinions, and it's just a look of a shoe. So it's not the most important thing in the world, but I'm a lover of colourful shoes, so the black and white colourway doesn't really do it for me, and I think it makes the shoe look a bit cheap, even though it runs really well. There is other colourways that are going to be coming out, so you don't just have to have a black and white colourway. It's not terrible, so we're going to score it a 7 out of 10. So when we gather up all them scores that we've given the Supercross, it comes in at a really respectable 31 out of 40. So gathering all them points and all that information up, let's have a quick conclusion on the Supercross. I've been really happy with it. Like I said, I have my doubts, but it's really impressed me. It's been super comfy over lots of different types of terrain. Really happy with the level of cushioning in the midsole and the fit of the upper. What I would say is sizing. I'm a 9.5 in a lot of my shoes. This is a 9.5 and it fits great. So it's bob on size. Width, I like quite a fitted narrow shoe, and this fits my foot shape really well. I would say if you're wide or you need or like a lot of space, maybe this wouldn't be the trail shoe to go for. But wrapping up, if you are after a reasonably priced trail shoe and you're going to run on lots of different terrains and you want a shoe to do that comfortably, this Supercross is definitely worth a look out. That is another review done at Run4Adventure. Just before we go, this is the Alpha Cross. The shoe is the little brother of the Supercross. It carries the same midsole, it comes with the same Contagrip rubber and the same lug pattern. The upper, very similar, but just a few little tweaks that are different. We don't have some of the overlays on the midfoot, and it runs with a standard lace system, so you haven't got that Salomon speed lace in the shoe. This shoe, believe it or not, hold your breath, is going to retail at £80, which personally I can't quite believe I'm saying that a Salomon shoe is going to retail at £80. And if this shoe runs similar to that Supercross, it's a total bargain. You know, I would definitely keep your eyes open. I'd definitely check it out when it gets released. Maybe try a pair on, try and run a pair. But for £80, you can't go wrong with the Alpha Cross. Thanks for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please hit that like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go along and subscribe. Hit that little bell notification button. So if you hit that bell, you'll always be informed when we've uploaded new content to the channel. If you haven't checked out the last video we uploaded, guys, go along and check it out. We went to a local 10-mile race and shot a video of the race. Hopefully we captured the atmosphere. We had a wicked time doing it, so go along and have a look. And we just want to say a massive thank you, really. We've been getting lots of comments on the channel, some really positive feedback. So thanks very much, guys, for that. And as always on Run4Adventure, we'll catch you next time. Stay safe and keep on running. Down, 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 down.